you think I'm spooky?
Be afraid. Be very afraid. What have you done to his eyes?
Good evening and welcome to Soft and Spooky. For today's video, I'm going to be continuing my watch party videos on the latest season of American Horror Story titled Delicate. Today's video is going to be diving into episode 5. Oh my gosh. 5. Look at the sunlight is making my skin glow. As a disclaimer, if you haven't seen any of my previous watch party videos, I do dive into the entirety of the episode, so there are going to be full spoilers ahead. Also, if you missed the previous 4 videos on the episodes in this season, I'm going to go ahead and link the playlist up above here so you can watch that first. And with all that being said, let's sink our teeth in. Hey look, it's a rainbow! Just like in episode 4, we are starting out in the past, and this time we're in 1987 as a woman is going into labor. But it's not just any woman, it's actually Mrs. Preacher. Preacher seems to be in immense pain, and these nurses that are taking her into the delivery room are just not having it.
It hurts!
You're having a fucking baby. Of course it hurts.
We do also get confirmation that Dr. Hill is a part of this kind of cult that's going on. I had inklings. I think everybody did. But yeah, this time we are fully getting the confirmation because we even see the like hooded... Is it a hood or is it like a helmet? Whatever the little cult members are wearing, they come in, so they're associated together. I don't know why my brain went here, but for some reason when the cult members join hands over top of Preacher's stomach, for some reason I thought they were just gonna like kind of, you know, and then the baby would come shooting out. But yeah, no, that's not what happened. After the baby is delivered and it is alive, we return back to present day as Dex and his mother Virginia are walking along the beach. She essentially wants Dex to testify against his father in the trial and sort of serve as like a character witness for Virginia.
Drop it.
The trial? I can't, darling. I'm all set to file tomorrow. I've hired Luther Feldman.
Whenever a character has dialogue like this, I'm just like, you're gonna die. I think you're gonna die. Like, especially being like so passionate before this trial, like, I think she's gonna get murked.
I love you, and I want to help you.
But women will do anything to help each other. Some men won't even stand up for the woman who birthed them.
Honestly, like, she's kind of spitting bars here. Like, I don't know. I might be coming around to liking Virginia now because initially I was not a fan. Virginia is not for lovers. It's for mother lovers because I love this mother, Virginia. So back at the PR office, Anna actually runs into Babette, who is like her competition in the same field, and realizes that Siobhan is also representing her. In Anna's hands, she has these like, I guess exclusive pastries, like they only drop a limited amount of them. And I'm gonna let you see what happens and it might upset you.
I really shouldn't. I want to stay a sample size.
Did that bitch just... So Anna immediately goes into Siobhan's office and confronts her about representing Babette.
Come on, you're my best friend.
We're also work colleagues. We have to maintain boundaries, and this is one you don't want to cross.
Ugh, that was uncomfy. So later on, wow, there's like rainbows on my face. Sorry, I have a sun. Oh, I just looked directly at it too. I have a sun catcher and it like projects little rainbows everywhere. And so I might have like some rainbows on my face at random points. Sorry. It's a really sunny day. Anna returns back to Talia's beach house and she starts to hear this like chanting again, and it almost sounds like it's coming from the fridge, which honestly reminds me so much of my biggest fear when I was a kid with that one scene in Ghostbusters when Dana gets like pulled into the fridge. I was terrified of getting pulled into the fridge. And now I can't stay away from it.
Brother, this guy stinks!
So she opens up the fridge and it is just filled to the brim with that ice cream that she went goblin mode on, I think in the last episode. And I'm sorry, I have to talk about it. I have to bring this up again because it bothers me. The ice cream is in the fridge, not the freezer. And I understand that it's one of the refrigerators that is just like the 2-door, not like the bottom sort of freezer drawer. And so unless this is like a bizarro backwards fridge where the freezer is on the right and then the fridge is on the left, but no. You're gonna have melted ice cream, and it pisses me off. I don't know why this little detail, it bothers me. She pulls out one of the ice creams and goes into the silverware drawer, and she takes another look at that picture, and again, it's changing. So this time it was Nurse Ivy like appearing in the background, but I do remember, I think it was last episode, the photo changed with like showing Sonia instead of Adeline in the picture. And I didn't even mention it last episode because I'm just like, okay, what is this? Like Back to the Future? Like are people gonna start disappearing? I don't get it. I don't get it. Downtown, Virginia has just finished giving, I think, like initial statements or something for the trial, and she starts walking home. She turns down this one street and it suddenly becomes desolate. Like no one is on that street except for a very aggro dog and some goats. We do get to see that there's actually 4 cult members that wear the flippy hat things. And I had originally only thought that there were 2. So it's kind of an interesting little development we have here. Once Virginia escapes that street, she runs into Preacher and they actually sit down and have a discussion with each other. Basically, Preacher became pregnant out of wedlock and she decided to have, I'm not sure I can say this word on YouTube, a schmushmortion. Instead, she makes a deal with the cult members to, in exchange for her baby, become a famous fashion designer. Initially, Virginia thinks that Preacher is telling her all of this because of the trial that she's having against her husband, but actually, Preacher is telling her this because she wants to warn her about Dex and Anna.
One of their most powerful players defected because she fell in love with him. Adeline, lower your voice.
The plot thickens. It's thick. It's a thick-ass plot. So basically, it seems as though Adeline... So essentially, it seemed as though Adeline was supposed to be this big part of the plot in the cult, and instead she defected because she fell in love with Dex. And that would really explain why she had this, like, mysterious accident that she died from. It seems as though Anna has been having a lot of pain, and so she has an at-home visit with Dr. Hill, and he determines that she has a rib flare. He instructs her to take warm baths and do prenatal yoga, and Anna is not satisfied with that answer.
I mean, I can't keep going on in this much pain.
Well, I'm sorry that nobody ever said that pregnancy was going to be a walk in the park, Ms. Alcott.
It kind of reminds me a lot of the situation in Rosemary's Baby, where Rosemary is going through it and she is experiencing so much pain, and it seems outside of the normal scope of pregnancy issues, and she's super malnourished looking. And this whole time, her doctor is telling her, stop reading stuff, stop asking your friends, don't talk to anyone, basically only listen to my authority. And since a doctor you put your faith in, or you at least put your trust in to know what they're talking about, she goes along with it. And it's not until she has this party at her house that all of her friends are like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, they're very concerned, and she actually starts to advocate for herself. I definitely get a very similar vibe from Dr. Hill, with him basically saying like, well, you know, it's a pregnancy, it's not a walk in the park. And it's just very dismissive of her concerns. And it's very interesting in this scene because it isn't until Dr. Hill looks at Dex being like frustrated with these answers that he actually sits down and asks Anna further about her pain that she's experiencing. So Dr. Hill does ask her further questions, and he identifies that she also has round ligament pain. I have no idea what that means, but basically he recommends that his one person in the office, Cora, she just got licensed to do pelvic massage or pelvic therapy, and so he sets up an appointment with her. Let me tell you, not looking forward to that scene. Not at all. Before Dr. Hill leaves, he drops the bomb that Anna is not allowed to travel for the remainder of her pregnancy, and she is only in the 2nd trimester. Basically, Dr. Hill kind of guilts her in a sense, it feels like, where, you know, do you really want this baby? If you did, you would do everything you could to protect it. And it's kind of like, okay, I guess I'm not going to the Golden Globes. I don't know. And after Dr. Hill leaves, Dex attempts to console Anna, and she kind of surprises me here.
Invite Sonia over for dinner.
Sonia?
Yeah, she's out here for the gallery anyways. Maybe some girl time will be good for me.
Anna goes to a yoga session, and honestly, it's refreshing to just have a pleasant experience for her, because all of it has just been so mortifying to watch. And yeah, she has a great yoga experience. That's where it ends, because as she's showering, things get spooky dooky again. So she's like washing her hair, and a nice hefty clump of hair comes out, but it almost looks like it's got like some blood, maybe a little scalp action. Delicious. And then the lights start flickering, and she sees a goat. When she hops out of the shower and she walks towards the locker room, she discovers yet another doll of her, but this one has a bloody scalp. Okay, so this is something that I don't get. Like, let's just say that Dex did make a deal. He made a deal for their baby in exchange for success, right? So wouldn't that mean that Anna is implicitly a part of that deal? What does the cult get out of scaring her? Like, does she really need to see the goats and the weird, you know, hat people and dolls of her? Like, why can't the cult just be about their business and let Anna have her alone time? I mean, she's having the baby regardless, so just leave her alone. I don't get it. In the next scene, we're finally getting to Anna being with Sonia, because I was very curious what Anna's intentions were with this meeting. When Sonia arrives to the house, Nicolette is just giving the weirdest energy here.
Are you alright?
Miss Shawcross.
Stop it, lady, you're scaring her.
Lady, you're scaring us.
I will say this actually is kind of a nice moment between Sonia and Anna, because Anna tries to make amends.
I'm sorry if I've been cold to you.
Stop. You're pregnant and campaigning for an Oscar nomination.
I also just wanted to say, that is a nice-ass chair. Like, I don't know. That thing looks cozy as hell, and I kind of want one. During their discussion, Sonia sympathizes with Anna for being stalked, and Anna actually reveals her initial suspicions.
I saw someone wearing those green heels you had on at the gallery.
Oh God, I never wear green. I know the color washes me out terribly, even on my feet.
Okay, I think this is a huge plot point here, because when you see Sonia on the street with those green shoes, I think that that wasn't actually Sonia. I think that that is Adeline in a wig. And we know they have a wig budget because they gave that baby a wig in the first couple of episodes. So I almost feel like maybe Adeline didn't actually die. And instead, she was whisked away by the cult and kind of indoctrinated or like brainwashed into not defecting anymore and being totally for the cult. And now she's wearing this black wig, pretending to be Sonia to get closer to Dex and, you know, do something, I guess. And I think that basically Adeline is the one that has been around Sonia a lot. But the one that's here with Anna right now, I think that's a real Sonia. Especially, too, because later Anna actually shows Sonia the picture of all of the friends like Talia, Theo, Adeline, and Dex. And basically, Sonia says this.
Sure you don't know her?
I'd remember meeting someone who resembles my less evil twin.
We already have established that Anna was going to have twins, so who's to say that there wasn't actually twins, identical twins with Sonia and Adeline born into the cult, and one was good, one was evil, and it kind of is flipping the script and making the one that was like blonde and carefree is actually the evil one, but Sonia, the one that Anna's talking to now, is the good one. Thoughts? Because I think that's what the case is. At the dinner with Dex and Anna, Sonia reveals that she was actually abused as a child, and that is what has inspired her art.
So I moved to Berlin when I was 17 to get away from her. Started alchemizing my pain into art, and now I'm grateful for everything she put me through.
This sentiment kind of seems to be reflected both in the nurses that were bringing Preacher into the delivery room in the beginning of the episode, as well as Dr. Hill basically dismissing and saying that like pain is a part of childbirth and pregnancy. Especially too because Dr. Hill even says that, you know, you're making sacrifices for the baby. You give up so much for them. And it kind of reflects that, you know, Anna has to do anything for this baby. Again, I have to bring up my Rosemary's Baby video because it's a very similar sentiment where there's the two different connotations of the word sacrifice, where in the satanic cult aspect, it's, you know, sacrificing a life in order to gain something. And then there's also the sacrifices that a parent makes for their child. And I thought it was very interesting phrasing. After Sonia leaves, Nicolette is in the kitchen tidying up things, and then Anna hears that she's opening up the present that Sonia brought her for the baby.
You opened my gift?
I couldn't resist.
I would snatch that present out of Nicolette's hands so fast. I love opening presents. Do not steal that from me. It is an interesting detail that the gift that Sonia got her was a stuffed animal owl, which is the same thing that Anna saw on the tree branch where Preacher was perched upon in the one episode. I didn't mention it that episode because I was like, okay, it's an owl. What am I supposed to do with that information? Oh, yeah. So we're getting to the scene that I was dreading. We are at Anna's appointment for the pelvic floor examination thing. I'm going to spare my audience from having to see it. If you're anything like me, I don't like to see this stuff because it feels incredibly invasive and uncomfy. It's just uncomfy. One interesting thing is that she does have Anna sign this consent form, and she's kind of just like hovering as she's about to sign it. And I thought that was interesting because I feel like Anna didn't really fully read through whatever this consent form was, so there might be some sort of contract that she might have signed here. But yeah, other than that, the scene is incredibly uncomfortable just because Anna several times asks Cora to stop because it hurts and she wants her to stop, and she doesn't. And then she kind of has to like snap at her and tell her like, get out of me. And I don't like it. When Anna returns home and tries to tell Dex about how Cora essentially assaulted her, he laughs at it.
What?
I'm serious.
What are you talking about?
Dex, it's not funny.
This episode is just so awful, dude. I am straight up not having a good time right now. Also, I did realize I don't think Emma Roberts knows how to fake laugh. Like, ooh, it's so painful watching this.
Don't laugh at me.
You think this is about the Golden Globes?
The hell? So yeah, kind of find out that Dex is an a-hole that doesn't believe her. Cool, great marriage, love it. And so instead of watching the Golden Globe Awards with him, she goes down into the basement to see if she won. The way that she sets her dolls up with her. All right, hear me out. So my mom told me that when I was a kid, I was like weird about my Barbies. Like I used to line them up against the wall, and I had a very like specific categorization of them and like order that I would put them in. And I guess if like she would move them, I would get really mad. And why am I sharing this? Oh yeah, so she sets up the dolls to like watch with her, and I definitely remember doing that as a kid. But yeah, and so she's sitting there and they make the announcement, and it turns out that Babette won the award.
Babette Eno, Daddy, do you love me?
Oh, come on!
Oh, come on!
So Babette wins and she begins making her acceptance speech, but then all of a sudden Anna just starts coughing. She coughs so hard that something comes up, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here. Initially I thought it was like two little screws or something, or like a nail, but I think it's like claws. I think it's a claw because it's tan colored. I mean, better out than in, am I right? So after the little coughing fit, she starts hearing like laughter and spooky noises in the basement, but then it gets interrupted by a phone call from Siobhan.
Shouldn't you be at the Golden Globes with your new fucking client?
Damn, Anna, coming in a little hot there. So Siobhan basically expresses that like she's disappointed too. I mean, Anna's still her client, and she asks her a very important question.
Do you want an Oscar?
You know I do.
Are you willing to do whatever I say to get it?
Yes.
The next morning, Anna wakes up to some very chilling news that Babette was actually killed in a car crash the previous night and decapitated. I do feel like this might be like a little wink or nod to the 1976 film The Omen, because I think one of the characters died in the exact same fashion, where it was a car crash that ended in a decapitation. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Gotta love a good decap. And that is where episode 5 leaves us. And it's especially unfortunate because I have no idea when the rest of the season is gonna be posting. They just say sometime in 2024, so I guess we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a huge fan of this episode. I didn't really think it was that interesting, and I wasn't really having fun with it very much. And it's just more of those uncomfortable scenes that I'm good without. And there was like nothing really crazy that happened. Like, yeah, we know that Preacher was also like victim of this cult, but okay. I'm gonna hold off on my full judgments until I see the end of the season, because maybe they might stick the landing and it'll be good. But as of right now, like I'm not invested in the story. I'm not excited really. And I didn't really like this episode. Let me know what you thought. I mean, your opinion might be different from mine. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I guess we'll see what the rest of the season looks like. If you do enjoy the watch party format that I've been doing for my videos, definitely leave this video a thumbs up so I know to make more of them. And if you haven't subscribed yet already, please consider doing so. In the year 2024, I am trying to hit 500 subscribers, and I would appreciate any support I can get from you. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Don't forget to stay soft and spooky. Bye.